Today is Memorial Day 2024. And in light of that fact, I would like to take this opportunity to remind many of my fellow Americans who seem to have forgotten or not be aware of what today is truly about. I will not wish you a happy Memorial Day because, frankly, there's nothing happy about it. And the people that do that are foolish and moronic. Today is a solemn day. Today, to be frank, is quite sad. It's the saddest American holiday. And I put that in quotes because it's not really a holiday. It's a day of remembrance and honor, where we honor America's fallen servicemen and women who fell in battle. These men and women paid the ultimate price. And I would give you a speech about how freedom is not free, because it's not. But many of you are probably aware of the same fact that I am, that many of the wars that have been fought, all the wars that have been fought in my lifetime, and several before that, had nothing to do with American freedom. In fact, when we have went overseas and gotten ourselves involved in foreign entanglements, we have seen the shrinking of our liberties here at home. Need I remind you of the Patriot Act, which is a gross violation of the Fourth Amendment and has led to a major surveillance state. That was the beginning. So these wars, all of which have been fought in my lifetime, and like I said, a few before that, Korea, Vietnam, the Gulf War, really there hasn't been a war fought for this country's freedom that I could make an argument for since World War II. And by the way, that was also the last constitutionally declared war. The president has to ask Congress, and Congress has to vote on it before we can officially declare war. That's the way the founders set it up. That's the way it should be. But because too many people in Congress do not have the balls to do what they should, they have delegated that authority to a president, and he has abused his powers over and over again. We've seen this done by presidents in both major parties. Congress needs to take that authority back. But we've seen major foreign entanglements that have led to disaster in foreign policy and loss of innocent life. Innocent American life as well as civilians overseas. And my heart breaks for anyone who has lost a loved one in any of those foreign entanglements, because we've forgotten the advice of President George Washington to try to maintain friendly alliances with all nations and to stay out of foreign entanglements. Since World War II, we have had a policy of trying to police the world. That is anti-American. That is why our graveyards are filled with the bodies of young men. That is why there are little boys and little girls today, wives and mothers who don't have a husband, and the little boy and little girl don't have a father, because our politicians are greedy sons of bitches. Excuse my language, but it's the truth. They don't care about the blood that's shed because they don't have any skin in the game. And so today, we honor the people that have died, whether it be in preservation of freedom or because of the unnecessary wars. It still doesn't matter in that regard. I still think their sacrifice should be honored. Those people deserve to be remembered. And actually, the history of Memorial Day, it started out as Decoration Day right after the Civil War. And there were various groups, particularly in the Union states, so primarily up north, who wanted to honor fallen Union troops. And that's how Memorial Day celebrations got started. Because up until that point, that was the worst war this country had ever seen. And they wanted to do things to honor the people who fought to preserve this union. And then it officially became a holiday in 1971, and it became a national holiday in which we honored all troops who have fallen in the name of service to this country. Those people deserve to be honored. And if you want to honor their memory, the best thing to do is not to grill out, not to go to the beach. The best thing to do is to vote out politicians who keep voting to get us involved to police the world. We don't need more foreign wars. We don't need to spend more money on this. We don't need the shedding of more innocent blood. These people obviously don't give a damn about it. It's up to us to do it. Remember their sacrifice, honor their sacrifice by striving for a foreign policy of peace. That's the best way to do it. It is time to stop the shedding of innocent blood for no reason. I believe that there is a doctrine of just war, but we have strayed from that for too long. We have tried to make the world an America. Not every country in the world wants that, and it's not our job. Our job should be to be the best country we can be and to lead by example, not by trying to police the world and force that on another nation. We should be that shining city on the hill that we were founded to be, the one that John Winthrop mentioned in his letters when the Pilgrims came over here. Lead by example, and then by example, other people should want to emulate that. And I would argue that America is largely to blame for the chaos in the world, both directly and indirectly, because of bad foreign policy and because of the chaos that we've allowed in our nation. As I said, we have a moral responsibility to be an example. And when the rest of the world looks at us, like it or not, they do, and they see chaos in America, they will emulate that. And so, if we want to honor these people that have died today, we need to strive for peace. That is the American way, and that is the godly way. Christ is a God of peace. He is the Prince of Peace. I want to leave you with a little segment from former Congressman Ron Paul. I believe this is when he ran for president. I don't know if it was 2008 or 2012, but it's really good. He's talking about his faith in Jesus Christ and how that influences his voting and his political philosophy. I love Ron Paul. Ron Paul has been a big influence on me. But I want to share this with you because I believe it's very relevant to what I'm talking about. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
We're interested to know, tell us about your personal faith and what it means to your life.
I get to my God through Christ. Christ to me is a man of peace. He is for peace. He's not for war. He doesn't justify preemptive declared war. I strongly believe that there is a Christian doctrine of just war, and I believe this nation has drifted from that. No matter what the rationales are, we have drifted from that, and it's very, very dangerous, and I see in many ways being unchristian. And to justify what we do in the name of Christianity, I think is very dangerous and not part of what Christianity is all about. Christ came here for spiritual reasons, not secular war and boundaries and geography. And yet we are now dedicating so much of our aggressive activity in the name of God. But God, He is the Prince of Peace. That is what I see from my God, and through Christ, I vote for peace.